At day one, my AI tool stack was theoretical. Built from recommendations and reviews. Assembled from what other people said was essential. A collection of tools chosen before I had enough experience to know what I actually needed, because that is the only way anyone starts. At day 160 it is completely different. Not because the tools failed. Because 160 days of daily production, daily scripts, daily research, daily content, daily systems, is the most honest stress test any tool stack can face. The tools that survived earned their place. The tools that left were not bad. They were just not needed at this pace, in this workflow, for this work. Today I am sharing the honest updated stack. What stayed. What I dropped. And what I discovered along the way that I never expected to need. Welcome to Tech Talk Tech. We upload every single day with fresh AI strategies. Subscribe now and hit the bell so you never miss tomorrow's video. What 160 days teaches about tools before the stack, the meta lesson that the whole period produced. The tool stack you need is determined by your actual workflow, not by what is theoretically powerful. Early on I added tools because they were impressive. A tool would demonstrate a remarkable capability and I would add it to the stack, without asking whether my actual daily work contained the problem that capability solved. The result was a stack full of impressive tools I opened twice and a workflow that ran on 3 tools I used constantly. The honest audit question is not which tools are best. It is which problems do I actually have, every day, that cost me time or quality, and which tool solves each one with the least friction. Friction matters more than features at daily scale. A slightly less powerful tool that sits exactly inside your workflow beats a more powerful one that requires you to leave it. After 160 days, the daily core is 4 tools. Claude stayed, and became more central than it was at day 1. At the start I used it for drafting. By day 160 it runs research, scripting, planning, synthesis, weekly reviews, and every system I have shared on this channel. The biggest change was not the tool. It was how I used it, moving from single questions to structured briefs, from outputs to conversations, from tasks to systems. The tool was always capable of this. I was not, at day 1. ElevenLabs stayed for voiceover. 160 days of daily audio production and the quality has remained the reason. The honest note, I use a fraction of its features. The core capability is so central to the daily pipeline that the unused features do not matter. A tool does not need to be fully used to be fully essential. Pictory stayed for video production. The same logic. It sits exactly at one point in the pipeline, does that one job daily, and has never become the bottleneck. The tools that survive at daily pace are the ones that never make you think about them. And Canva stayed for thumbnails and graphics. Of the 4 it is the one I evaluated replacing most often, and the reason it stayed is instructive. Every alternative was more powerful in some dimension and slower in the dimension that matters at daily volume, the speed from idea to finished thumbnail. At 1 thumbnail per day, production speed is the feature. 3 categories of tools left the stack, and each departure taught something. The duplicate capability tools went first. Early on I had multiple tools whose functions overlapped, separate tools for writing assistance, summarization, and idea generation that Claude was already doing better inside an existing conversation with full context. The lesson: context beats specialization. A tool that knows the whole project outperforms a specialist that starts from zero every time. The aspirational tools went next. Tools for workflows I intended to have rather than workflows I actually had. Advanced analytics tools for data I was not generating yet. Automation platforms for processes that did not exist yet. The lesson: buy tools for the workflow you run today. The future workflow can buy its own tools when it arrives. And the high-friction tools went last, the hardest category to drop because these were genuinely powerful. Tools that produced excellent output but demanded setup, exports, format conversions, or context rebuilding every single time. At weekly use the friction was tolerable. At daily use the friction compounded into the largest hidden cost in the stack. The lesson: at daily scale, friction is the price you pay every day and features are the benefit you use occasionally. The genuine surprise of 160 days was not a tool. It was a category. I never expected continuity to matter as much as it does. The single largest productivity gain across the entire period came from running long continuous working sessions with Claude, where the full context of the project, the rules, the history, and the standards live inside one ongoing conversation rather than being rebuilt from scratch every session. At day one I treated every AI session as a fresh start. A question, an answer, a closed tab. By day 160 the working pattern is completely different. Long-running threads that hold the entire production system, where day after day of work compounds inside a shared context that never needs re-explaining. No review mentioned this. No comparison chart measures it. And it changed my daily output more than any individual tool choice in the entire stack. If you are building or rebuilding your own stack, these are the principles the whole period produced. Choose tools for the problems you actually have daily, not the capabilities that impress you occasionally. At daily scale, friction beats features. The tool you never think about is the tool that is working. Context beats specialization. Fewer tools holding more context outperform more tools holding none. And test everything against real volume. The stack that works for occasional use and the stack that survives daily production are not the same stack, and only production tells you the difference. What tool in your current stack have you opened least in the past month, and why is it still there? Drop it in the comments. I personally reply to every comment. If this honest stack review helped you think more clearly about your own tools, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Tech Talk Tech. We upload every single day. See you tomorrow.